This episode of the Fire Alarm Insider is proudly brought to you by Secured Securities, your trusted partner in fire alarm and security solutions, protecting lives and businesses one system at a time. Welcome back to the Fire Alarm Insider. I'm Anthony Richardson, and today we're going to be talking about something that needs to be said clearly, honestly, and without sugarcoating shit. NICET alone won't save your career. If you're an entry-level technician, and if you're studying for the NICET right now, or if you've passed the NICET level thinking that this certification is your safety net, then this episode is for you. I want to be clear and upfront. This is not a NICET bashing episode. NICET has value, NICET matters, and NICET opened doors. NICET opened doors for me and every fire alarm technician that there is out there. It is a natural certification that we need in this industry to show that we have a certain type of level of skill set and that we can actually operate this fire alarm system. So NICET is very, very needed within this industry. But what I've seen over the decade in this industry is that too many technicians confuse certification with job security. And that misunderstanding has cost people jobs, stalled careers, and reputations they had never recovered from. So today, I want to mentor you through the reality of how careers in this industry actually work and not how the books make it sound. This is the false promise of once I get NICET, I'm set. That's a bar. Early in your career, NICET feels like the finish line. You hear things like, once I get NICET, I'm good. Companies can't get rid of me if I'm certified. NICET means job security. And I get it. I understand why this message may be static. The industry is technical. It's regulated. Certification feels like protection. But here's the truth that no one is going to tell you. NICET is not a shield. It's a tool. I've seen NICET level 2, level 3, and even level 4 technicians get laid off, sidelined, or quietly removed from responsibility, not because they weren't certified, but because they weren't competent enough when it counted. This episode of the Fire Alarm Insider is sponsored by the Fire Alarm Business Blueprint. If you're a seasoned technician looking to start your own fire alarm business, we have a 9-step course for you to take you from starting your business to getting your fire alarm license, marketing, and also getting money into your business. If this sounds like you, the link is in the show notes. Let's get back to the program. So here's what NICET actually measures and what it doesn't. NICET measures something very specific: your ability to study, your ability to test, your ability to know the codes, terminology, and the theory. Those things matter, but being NICET doesn't measure your troubleshooting ability at 2 o'clock in the morning, your judgment when the prince is wrong, your communication with the fire inspector, or your leadership on a job site, or even your decision-making when systems don't behave the way it should. And the field doesn't care about how well you test if you can't perform under pressure. I've watched techs chase NICET certification before they've even mastered the fundamentals of a fire alarm system, and that right there can give you a false sense of confidence. They know the code reference, but not how the devices actually behave in the field. They know the definition, but not the consequences. The industry doesn't promote paper, it promotes trust. So let me tell you something that's important. Careers in this industry is built on trust, not credentials. Trust comes from supervisors, project managers, inspectors, your clients, and also the owners of the fire alarm company. So when something goes wrong, and it will definitely go wrong, and nobody asks, what level of NICET do you have? They're going to ask, can this person figure it out? Can I send them by themselves? Will I make the right call if I send them? Will this protect the company if I send this technician to this site? NICET might get you in a room. Performance determines whether you stay there. So here's the reality check. If you're a tech listening to this, here's the mentoring moment. NICET should never become your competence. I've seen techs who quote NFPA chapters verse by verse but couldn't properly verify a circuit, couldn't explain why the device fell, couldn't walk in an inspector through an issue calmly or even professionally. That gap gets noticed, and it gets noticed fast. And when it does, the certification stops being impressive. It starts being questioned. So ask yourself, what actually protects my career? So if NICET alone won't save my career, what will? So let me give you 4 reasons or 4 tips that you can take home with that will definitely exponentially grow you as a technician. And the first one is field mastery. Can you diagnose the problem without guessing? Can you explain why something in the field just failed or why it went into alarm? Can you adapt when the drawings don't match the reality of what you're seeing in the building? The second one is judgment. You need to know when to stop. You also need to know when you should escalate. You also should know when you should touch something and when you should not touch something. That judgment right there will keep you employed. And the third thing, which should have been a first, is communication. Can you talk to inspectors without being defensive? Can you explain your issues to customers without panicking or sounding like you don't know what you're talking about? Can you communicate your problem clearly that you see in the field to the office? Good communication gets us paid, and getting us paid, everyone can make more money. And the fourth thing is your reputation. Your reputation will follow you longer than your resume. People will remember if you cut corners, if you put resistors at the end of the line, if you blame others, if you don't stay calm, and if you don't know how to take ownership. If you could do opposite of these things, people will look at your reputation as a good technician versus a bad technician. So your reputation is like your career insurance. Now, NICET works best when it's earned the right way. NICET is most powerful when it confirms experience, not replaces it. When your field skills and your certifications align, that's when inspectors respect you, employers trust you, and opportunities open, and you get paid more money. But when NICET outturns your experience, it creates exposure. You're looking like a fraud. You get placed in situations that you're not ready for. And when that happens, that certification will not protect you. It only highlights the gaps that you actually have. So here's my advice. Stay humble. Always ask questions. Listen attentively and ask more questions. Study smart for NICET, 45 to 60 minutes a day. Take it very serious and earn everything that you get in this fire alarm industry. So early on in your career, your real job is to learn the systems deeply, ask questions and more questions without the ego, watch experienced techs closely, and build habits, good habits that protect life safety. Because at the end of the day, the industry doesn't exist to pass tests. It exists to protect and save lives. And the people who last are the people who lead and understand the difference between the two. This episode of the Fire Alarm Insider is brought to you by Secured Security. Secured Securities presents you the perfect fire alarm install, from inception all the way down to installation to the one-time pass inspection with the fire department. If you're looking for the perfect install, click the link in the show notes to talk more. If this episode resonated with you, here's what I want you to do. Not just for motivation, but just for perspective. Share this episode with a technician who thinks certification alone is only enough. And if you're early in your career, commit to mastering the field first, then letting certification support that mastery. No substitute for it. NICET can open doors, but only competent characters and judgment can keep them open. I'm the fire alarm expert, and remember, we don't guess, we verify. I'm out. Peace.